Hi, I'm Scott, and in this video, I'm going to talk about how to do better research by using the Cites and Cited By features. So the first thing to note about this research tip is that cites are different than citations, like the author qualifications, the publications, things like that. Those two things are distinct from each other despite them being the same word. So, what exactly are cites or citation? Well, let's give an example. Let's go to the internet. So, if we go to Google Scholar and we put in low Earth orbit debris, right? We get a bunch of different results for different scholarly articles in Google Scholar for different articles on debris in low Earth orbit. Now, let's say I pick one of these articles. So I pick this Phipps in 2014 article, a laser optical system to re-enter or lower low Earth orbit space debris. So if I click that article and go to that article, it's going to give me the article. Now, kind of like, many of you are familiar with when you read a research paper, at the very bottom, you're going to have like the bibliography or the references or the citations or whatever you want to call it. Now, this is different than the citation that you use in the debate, but similar in that it's the person who you're citing what they use. So let's say this is a great article on the topic. I don't think or know that it is. It's a random article from Google Scholar. If I thought this article was awesome, I would go to the bottom of this article, and one of the first things that I would do after I'm done researching this is I would look through any of the relevant references or bibliography portions, especially for the cards that I'm cutting. So let's say this Campbell article on Project Orion about using orbital debris removal systems. If that's a part of a piece of evidence, boom, I'm going to go to this article and see if I can then cut that as well. So the first part of this research tip is that you should go to the cites of the article that you are cutting if it's a good card, because it's likely that they're referencing other people that you are going to find good evidence from. So this is the first way that you can sort of mine cites for your own research. The second way to do this, and this is my favorite way to research over the past couple of years, if we go back, you will see that underneath of this, that, this part that we went to just now, this is all of the articles that came out before this article was published that this article is citing. If we go back to Google Scholar, there's going to be something underneath here called Cited By, and that's different in that it's all of the articles in the future, so like from 2014 and beyond, that cite this specific article. So I find this Cited By feature really, really, really useful, and I find a lot of evidence that I wouldn't have found otherwise through this feature, and it's something that you will be surprised by. The biggest example that I can give for you is there is this Boyers and Byers card that was in the Kanky Brief. I've seen a ton of people read it. We read it in our Starlink app. And this is like a up-to-date 2021 card. And when I saw it, I was like, money in the bank, awesome card. I don't need to go any further on this, right? You can read the article, and you can see even in the actual article by Boyers or by Boyley and Byers, much like other articles like we just talked about, they have the reference section. So I went through here and I looked at all of the different parts of this article that they cited. And you're like, oh, 2021 cited, we're good. Actually, if we go into Google Scholar and we plug this article into Google Scholar, you'll actually note that despite this being a 2021 article, it's already been cited by 17 different papers or articles or studies that are in Google Scholar right now. So if I were reading a debris app for this card, I would definitely go in and look up all of these other articles that cite this article, because it's likely that a lot of your research is going to be intertwined and talking to or about each other, or at least citing each other. So, the two big tips that you should come away from this: first, you should always look up for the cards that you are cutting the cites that your author is citing. And second, you should plug the cards that you have into Google Scholar or a database and see what cards in the future from that card are citing it using the cited by feature. So hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully you found this research tip helpful and you'll use it in your future card cutting adventures. I will see you in the next video.